When should you not use an MSP? Okay, that sounds like a strange thing for us to be talking about, since Simplex-IT is, well, an MSP or managed service provider. Oh, by the way, we have a video that explains what a managed service provider is. We've also got a video that talks about the different support models that a company can use for their IT services. You'll find those links, I think, over here. So my dad was an insurance sales guy. From all accounts, he was a very successful one, and I learned two key things from him. First and foremost, there is no way on God's green earth that I will ever be an insurance sales guy. Sorry, Dad. But more to the point, he liked to talk with potential clients about what would make his services a bad fit right out of the gate. So in honor of my dad, let's talk about 5 reasons why your organization might not want to use an MSP for your IT support needs. Number 1, you have unique IT requirements. This is, in my opinion, the strongest legitimate reason. If your organization requires unique IT applications, hardware, and/or processes to create your goods and services, the MSP model might not be the best resource to support it. For example, if a manufacturing organization has a lot of shop floor equipment connecting to the network with unique requirements, both hardware, software, and security, the MSP model might not work for you. Number 2, you have an unintentionally unique IT setup and you're not willing to change. Most MSPs do their best work by implementing a standard set of best practices and technologies in terms of how they set up and support IT for their clients. MSPs are both profitable and affordable because we can recreate the same support process for our clients without reinventing the wheel for every client. But if you aren't willing to make some changes to the way you operate and your ways are unique, then the MSP either won't be able to support you in a timely manner or will have to charge through the nose in order to offset the cost of them training staff to support only you. Number 3, you won't let the MSP support you using their methodology. Most MSPs, including us, have a way of dealing with stuff, often referred to as the ticketing process. It's the method used by the MSP to identify, prioritize, and resolve issues for their clients. Remember, you're not the first, nor usually the biggest client to the MSP. So if you refuse to submit tickets or won't work within the confines of their setup, every issue you have is an emergency, the MSP model is probably not for you. You enjoy knee-jerk IT decisions. If you're the kind of person or organization that will make significant decisions based on a whim, then the MSP model probably won't work for you. Purchases of IT resources based on availability or impulse, or application decisions based on what you overheard at a conference or read in an airline magazine. I think they still have airline magazines, don't they?
Yeah,
No. I've had several conversations with CEOs that essentially have said, I've decided we're moving to the cloud. By the way, what's the cloud? Number 5, you're willing to take significant risks in terms of security. This one is evolving, to say the least, and might end up becoming one of the biggest reasons not to use an MSP, but is not necessarily a good reason. Cybersecurity is about risk understanding and acceptance. Part of the MSP's responsibility is to clearly communicate to our clients, you, where the risk is highest and make sure that reasonable steps are taken to manage the risk. Eliminate the risk entirely? Not going to happen. But if you prefer to bury your head in the sand, it probably isn't a good fit. This is especially true when compliance and/or insurance issues are involved. So, there you have it. And before I go, let me point out that the alternative to the MSP support model for most organizations is the internal IT resource. And that some of the reasons I've described here really work better for the internal IT model simply because, well, you get to call the shots when they work for you. It doesn't mean you always should. And as I've said before, a properly implemented and managed internal IT group will always outperform a poorly implemented and managed MSP, and vice versa. So whichever way you go, get it right. Thanks, Dad.